What the hell is this crap doing on my page? I don't watch this garbage. Don't recommend channel. Get the hell out of here. Hello there. Welcome to another episode of Hard Man's on the Internet. So we're back to the 4 times TikToking world champion, Mr. Andy, who's not very handy with his hands. Now, ever since that huge, embarrassing boxing loss that he had where he was exposed that he couldn't even fight properly. Like, he can fight the punch bag very well, I guess. And he can fight men who are gassed out, tired, gassed out to the gills, and they can't even put their hands up. It's easy for him to fight them and dominate them. But when it comes to an actual match in front of people, against someone who can't even fight, but I have noticed that Chase Demore, he fights very dirty. I've been watching his previous fights, and I noticed Chase Demore is a very dirty fighter. He just leans on the opponent and tries to tire them out, and he throws them around. There was one opponent where he literally wrestled him to the ground. He just body flopped on top of him. Chase Demore, he fights very dirty. And I'll give Andrew a point that... No, actually, I won't give him a point because a 4 times kickboxing world champion should be able to handle someone who fights dirty. Someone who's a champion should know how to deal with someone who fights dirty, someone who uses dirty tactics. A champion would have seen it all. A champion has been through all of it, and he's a 4-time champion, apparently. So he should have seen it all coming. Now, I've brought this video up here because ever since that embarrassing boxing loss he had, I'm just digging up old stuff to just... It's really annoyed me that I actually invested in trying to watch an Andrew Tate fight. And because I'm annoyed, I'm going back and digging stuff up from the past to really show, what this guy is about. So I've brought this video up here because Mr. Big Bad Man here, he cried in jail. He cried in jail. Can you imagine a mafia crime boss sort of person, like how he pretends to be? Can you imagine if they're in jail? Can you imagine that they'd cry? This man was crying, and you're gonna see how he tries to deflect it. Piers really digs into him like, you cried, right? You cried in jail. Did you cry? And he keeps trying to walk around it. It's a laugh, it is. Let's watch him.
Andrew, it's been...
By the way, I don't usually ask, but I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe. I'm trying to get up to 10,000 quickly because I wanna.
nearly a year.
Look at that hand symbol he's doing. So I've noticed that some people do this special hand symbol, and I think it's something to do with calling on some sort of secretive people, some sort of secretive power. So he's trying to... This is what I think it is. I think people do this hand symbol in public view because they want some secret power to look at them and think, okay, that this person's going to be compliant to the secret power and he's willing to do their bidding. That's what I think this hand symbol is. He's showing to some secret power that he's willing to do their bidding in exchange for whatever goods he wants, whatever fantastic life, riches, whatever he wants. Very alpha. It's very alpha. You'll notice a lot of people do this. Especially like when they're really desperate, like he's looking like right now. This whole form that he's sitting in, his whole form, it doesn't look very alpha to me right now. He's now man-spreading here today.
Since we last sat down together, very different time. It was in my London studio, and 8 days after that, you got arrested.
Plus, there's this thing that, people wear sunglasses because they want to hide the emotions are in the eyes. And when you don't want to face someone, you can put sunglasses on to hide behind. You hide your face, hide your emotions. It's like a self-comfort, a self-protection. Like when he brought the tangerine to the fight. He was very nervous to face Chase Demore face to face in a open confrontation. So he bought a tangerine to give himself some self-comfort and make himself comfortable. So that's what these sunglasses are. Why do people wear sunglasses indoors? That's the reason.
What's the year been like for you?
It's certainly been an interesting one. I've been constrained this entire year. I spent 93 days in a Romanian dungeon.
I just want to point out how this guy really talks like a nerd. Like, just listen to the way he talks.
I was locked in my house, and now I'm restrained within the country of Romania.
I am restrained within this the boundaries of this country, and I've been locked in a Romanian dungeon, and the dungeon is very filthy. It has a number of pests, and they were cockroaches, about 25 of them exactly. I counted them all. Look, see, this is how he talks.
So it's certainly been a turbulent time.
The moment you got arrested...
Look how sad he is.
Yeah, so it's certainly been a turbulent
Look at his face.
time.
Oh man, these guys give me an asthma attack. They do.
Within the country of Romania. So it's certainly been a turbulent time.
Turbulent time. Look at his face. He's so sad. Proper alpha male.
The moment you got arrested, it was all pretty dramatic. The video came out, the world saw it. A lot of people smashing into your home. Did you have any inkling, warning that something like this may happen?
I knew it. I kept saying before I was arrested on every single podcast I did, I said, you get 3 lives in the world. The first life, they're going to cancel you. They're going to slander you. They're going to delete your access to social media so you can't defend yourself. The second life, they're going to try and put you in jail for no reason. And if you continue to speak against the power.
Wait a minute. You know what? If a rich man gets deleted off social media, so what? You have a whole rich life to enjoy. Why do you care about being on social media? Why do you want to be on social media so bad? Do you want people's validation or something? Look at that hand symbol he's doing. He looks awkward, like he's doing that on purpose. There's a reason he's doing that. It's awkward. It's weird. And I think he knows what he's doing as well. He's probably created the safe environment for this man who feels very insecure and unsafe. He's created the safe environment for him so that he can show that give me a chance, I'll be compliant.
They're going to assassinate you. I knew I was on my second life. I kept saying it. I knew it was coming. I didn't know the bullshit reason they'd use, but I found out once I was in a cell.
When you were arrested, you don't speak any Romanian at all. And they didn't speak English to you.
Correct.
So you were taken to a cell. You had no idea what they were alleging you'd done.
I was arrested on the 27th of December, so because of Christmas and New Year's and...
I was arrested on the 22nd of December at exactly 3:04 a.m. where I was taken out of my Pagnani penthouse, and they put me through the front doors. The front doors, they have chrome hinges, which are made of really nerdy stuff. This is a clear case of a nerd who's trying to be an alpha male.
Other problems, they couldn't even translate my paperwork for 2 weeks. So for the first 2 weeks I was in a prison cell, I had no idea why. I was given papers in Romanian. I could read human trafficking, I understood, but I was like, human trafficking who, when, what? None of this makes sense. I waited 2 entire weeks inside of my cell before I was given an English translation, and then I realized exactly how...
I don't know anything about this human trafficking thing. I need to look more into it.
Ridiculous the whole case was. Just to clarify, I'm accused of...
All I'm interested in is this guy poses as an alpha male, a leader for people to follow, for young people to follow. I just want to put his alpha maleness to the test. Like, if a person's a real alpha male, and I'm just a guy on the internet, if you're really an alpha male, your alpha maleness should pass the test, and I should look at you thinking, yeah, this guy is great, I should follow him. You do not pass the test with all this stuff you're doing right now, because you don't look very alpha at the moment. He looks more alpha than you. Man's trying so hard to sit up straight. This must be all the alpha stuff that, the alpha kind of stuff that you're supposed to do.
Helping my friends get big on TikTok. That is what I'm accused of. I told some girls I know how to post on TikTok to become viral when I was at the time the most viral person on the planet. And they are saying I'm a human trafficker for that reason. It is insane.
Well, we'll come to what you've been accused of. It's more serious than the way you've categorized it, but we'll come to that. Speculation that the reason the Romanian authorities knew that you were back, because you were en route, I believe, to Dubai for a New Year's Eve party, is that you were interacting with Greta Thunberg on social media and you had a pizza in front of you which came from a well-known Romanian pizza store. Is there any truth to that?
I don't think so. I think that they know where I was. A lot of people knew where I was. And they had instructions from higher up to teach me a lesson. I was on my second life, and that's exactly.
They knew where I was. Everybody knew where I was. I was in a clearly marked space, so everybody could see where I was, and I was really in a space where I knew where I was, and I was in that space. Nerd. What kind of alpha male talks so much? Is it an alpha male quality to use like 100 flipping words to describe one thing? Is that what alpha males do? If you ask me, that's what women do. Women are the ones who talk a lot. And if what I said makes any women angry, you need to grow a thick skin, because it's true. Women talk a lot, it's normal. It's not. I'm not saying you're doing something bad. I'm just saying it's something that women do. Grow a thick skin. If you don't like it, don't watch this video.
What I'm going through right now.
There's an irony to your situation, because you always said the reason you came to Romania was precisely because you thought you could avoid being in this situation.
Well,
exactly. I remember a clip of him where he said he's in Romania because it's a bit. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but it's something like it's easier to get away with things in Romania. That's why he's operating in Romania. Something to do with guns. You can have guns and I don't know. And money as well. Something to do with money.
I loved Romania, and it's a strong Christian nation with strong.
Yeah, right. You loved Romania. Okay, mate. Yeah, sure.
Strong traditional values. I want a life where I'm left alone by government. I don't believe in big government. I'm trying to.
Why do you want to be left alone by government, huh? It's not for the same reasons we want to be left alone by government. See, we normal people, we want to be left alone by government because we just want to live our lives and not have the government annoy us with all their form filling and their prying into our lives and trying to take our money and all that stuff. Why do you want to hide from the government so badly? It can't be for the same reasons as us.
Avoid that. It felt like Romania was a place which was very safe.
This man's dressed like... I would not say this is how an alpha male dresses. I understand muscly men wearing tight clothes, to look muscly, but this isn't it. I wear tight t-shirts to make my muscles bulge out. I would not wear this. I'd not walk into a room wearing this.
Societally, and the government was not too interested or involved in people's lives, but things change. Also, your freedom and your ability to speak the truth is...
See, the way he's talking, right, and he's still making that hand symbol, it looks like he's begging for help. He's crying out for help from the secret shadow people.
Heavily correlated to your insignificance. When you become large and people start listening to what you say, you soon realize you no longer have freedom of speech, and it doesn't matter where you are on the planet. If they decide you must be assassinated, you will be assassinated.
You in jail. What was that like?
Romanian jail is not English jail.
Describe it.
All right, here it comes, the crying part, and just listen to how he describes jail. Okay, just imagine a tough guy being in jail. He's just going to pass the time in jail, and that's it. Listen to this guy, the guy of 100 words. He speaks at 100 miles an hour and 100 words in every sentence.
What was the cell like?
I have to be careful what I say because I don't want to insult the Romanian justice system, which I'm still beholden to. However,
I have to be careful what I say because I still don't want to upset the Romanian justice system when I'm still beholden to their justice system.
It's exactly as bad as people would expect it to be. Luckily, it was in
How bad is the Romanian jails? As bad as people would expect it to be. It's a European country, so I'm not sure how bad it's going to be. Are Eastern European countries of less quality than Western European countries?
the winter, so the cockroaches were not too bad.
He wants us to feel sorry for him. Oh, my achy, breaky heart. You were with cockroaches. in your cell. Oh, that is so sad. Jump.
It was also during Ramadan, so I didn't have to eat so much, which was helpful because of the situation. I think the most stressful thing about it is I had no idea how long I was going to be in there for. I was dragged from my house. I was given papers in Romanian. I didn't know why I was there. I found out why I was there, and it was garbage.
The whole situation was too scary for the... It was too scary for the alpha male. Proper hard alpha male right here.
I couldn't seem to get out. I could have been held for years. It's very stressful. And the best thing you can do is turn to God and train as hard as possible. I did thousands of push-ups a day every
Yeah, look, I haven't been in the situation, so if I was in the situation, I can only tell what I think I might do. Okay, so if I'm in a jail cell, and I've seen prison cells before, I used to work around them. If I was in a jail cell and I had nothing to do, I would do exactly that, do push-ups, do sit-ups, and just train and try and get harder. I do my exercise in the garage anyway. So if I have all that free time to do push-ups and stuff, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna try my best to get to a goal of 1,000 push-ups. And then I'll work towards that. It'll be something to do. This man started crying. You'll see.
You in solitary in this period, 3 months?
No, I wasn't in solitary the entire time. Sometimes I was by myself, sometimes I was with other guys, and sometimes I was with my brother. So
when you were on your own, were they keeping you in there for 24 hours a day? Were you allowed out?
No, I wasn't allowed out. There was no yard time. It was 24 hours a day, locked in a single room, probably 3 or 4 steps large, and you do nothing but stare at the wall. And
How many days did you do that for, on your own?
11, 12.
I mean, that's a pretty
11, 12
grim
days.
scenario for anyone.
Life's grim.
Sounds like it would be a really boring time. But again, I guess if you're really, really bored like that, literally any little thing would be a pleasure. For example, if you see an insect running by, that would be interesting. That would become interesting. Thinking of new ways to do exercises like handstand push-ups or something. One-arm push-ups. Flexing your body in different ways. Practicing martial arts.
For you, you've always been Mr. Confident. You've said interestingly that
Life's grim.
for
Hold
you,
on. So when he says you, Mr. Confident, watch Andrew's face.
always been Mr. Confident. You've said interestingly
Okay, no, I thought I saw something. I thought he gulped. I was gonna psychoanalyze the gulp, but he didn't.
that you wouldn't categorize what you were feeling as depression because you don't believe in the concept of depression. You and I have argued about that before. But it sounds to me, from what I've seen you say when you talked about this, that was pretty close to depression, what you were feeling.
Life's grim. And if you want to be a superhero, you have to understand in every single superhero movie, he is losing for 80% of
The big bad alpha male wants to grow up to be a superhero. Which superhero do we want to be? Spider-Man? Superman? You know what? My favorite heroes in fiction are Wolverine from Marvel. I really, really like Wolverine. I wish I had adamantium claws and a healing factor. I don't know what I'd do with them, but I want them. And my other favorite hero or anti-hero is the Punisher. These two, they're just... Yeah, I accept it's childish. Or, you know what? That's a debate, that is. It's childish or not. I read Fist of the North Star too. That's my favorite of all media. Anyway, back to the alpha male, the top G, bottom G,
the movie. He's going to
little G.
suffer for the majority of the movie before he wins at the end. I've always wanted an exceptional life, Piers, and I'm not a coward. And I knew that by telling the truth...
Not a coward. You're definitely not a coward if you tell everybody you're not a coward. Yep. That checks out, that does.
About certain issues, I was going to pay the price for it. So I won't say that I deserve to be in jail, but I certainly put myself in there by telling the truth to the populace and telling the truth and living...
But when you're on your own...
Look at that self-stroking. I tell the truth to the populace. That's why I was put in jail. Amazing.
in that cell, what were you thinking?
I think everyone in the comment section will differ to that.
It's a long time to self-reflect, right?
It certainly is. And I think my number one concern when I was in jail, despite the fact that my situation was dire, were my concerns as a man and all the people I have to take care of and my children and my family.
My concerns as a man? Okay. Let's see what a man is concerned with.
family and the people I pay for and all the people who work for me. And truthfully, I wasn't worried about myself. I was worried
I think your family will be fine. They got a lot to live with.
about everybody else. And I think that's the true masculine frame.
Did you get emotional?
That is the true masculine frame. I want to tell myself that that's the true masculine frame so I can feel like a man. So I can really feel like I'm doing a masculine thing. And I'm really a man. I'm not just lying to myself. I really actually am a man. Trust me. Trust me, bro. I'm a man.
You shed tears in
Trust me, I'm not a pussy.
yourself?
I'm an emotional man. I think men are
There it is.
Did you shed tears in your cell?
I think that's the
Yeah.
true masculine
Did you shed tears in your cell?
frame.
Did you get emotional? Did you shed tears in your cell?
Look at his face.
About everybody else. And I think that's the true masculine frame.
Did you get emotional?
Proper masculine. Did you get emotional? Watch his face.
Did you shed tears in your cell?
I can't wait to see what he says.
I'm an emotional man. I think
Wow. I'm an emotional man. I gotta be honest, I'm an emotional man too. But I don't cry.
men are hyper emotional. We just have to control it.
Oh, okay. Just because you're emotional, all men have to be hyper emotional because I noticed this is a thing that these alpha males do. They'll do something that's weird, like cry or whatever, and then they'll say, it's a really masculine thing to cry, so everyone who cries is masculine because they did it, so it's a masculine. If they didn't do it, it's not masculine.
I was extremely busy inside of my jail cell. I had lots of push-ups to do. I was very concerned about the people on the outside. I was trying my best to get out. It's difficult for me to answer the question because it was an interesting frame of mind. I knew that God was watching and I had to.
Look at all these words he's using to deflect around the question. Did you cry in jail?
Perform. It's very difficult for me to go through life saying I'm the top G, I'm this, I'm that, and speak about mental resilience and mental toughness, and then the second I'm thrown inside of a solitary confinement cell, cower out. I'm not that person. There's some other people who talk about mental toughness and want to give advice, and when bad things happen to them, they end up addicted to prescription drugs. I'm not a coward and I'm not a liar.
No, but
Stop trying to look at other people and trying to compare yourself to them. You're creating a straw man over here by saying, oh, there's other people out here. They talk about mental toughness, but when life gets tough, they start crying. I mean, they take prescription drugs and stuff. That's a straw man.
But it would be perfectly natural.
I've been in jails, right? Because I had to work in jails, and I've seen the guys in there. They're all like 6 foot tall, and they're all stoic. They're quiet. They say a few words, and some of them, because they haven't seen the outside world for a long time, when you see them and you talk to them, they're really excited, like, oh, there's a person from the outside, and he's talking to us. The excitement you see in their face, it's strange.
Natural to be emotional in that scenario, and there's no.
This guy is not like them stoic people in the jail cells, which I've seen.
No shame in admitting that.
I was emotional. I missed people. I missed them.
Ah, he missed people. Ah, sad. Ah, he missed people.
And I knew they missed me. So I felt a strong sense of missing.
But you cried.
I like how Piers just digs at him like, so you cried?
There were tears that ran down my face, but I did not cry.
Damn. I've been hiding that laughing for like 100 years. There were tears that ran. There were tears that ran down my face. I'm sorry. I'm trying to control myself.
Of missing.
But you cried.
There were tears that ran down my face, but I did not cry.
Look. You tell me. What is tears rolling down your face called? Huh? If it's not called crying, what is it called? I bet he did that face where he's like... He probably did it in his pillow at night. There were tears that ran down my face, but I did not cry. So manly. So manly.
I mean, that's crying.
I would disagree.
Because you're worried.
I love it how Piers just digs at him. He literally just punches him in the face. I gotta see the whole exchange again.
So I felt a strong sense of missing.
But you cried.
There were tears that ran down my face, but I did not cry.
I mean, that's crying.
I would disagree.
Because you're worried.
You disagree? What? What else do you call crying then? But no, what else do you call tears rolling down your face? If the word for it is not crying, what? There must be another word for it. Being sorrowful. Being sad. I disagree. I wouldn't call it crying.
About admitting that you think it sounds
Absolutely
weak.
not. That's a perfectly fine scenario to cry in, but I think the act of crying is an act of desperation. To sit and to cry is an act in and of itself. To do push-ups, thinking of your children with tears running down your face, but you're concerned with finishing as many push-ups as possible within that day, I do not consider that.
Look how he's trying to frame it in a masculine way, like, oh, you know, to sit, to do push-ups and stuff, and have tears rolling down your face. Now that's really manly, that is. You know what's more manly? Doing push-ups and just getting on with it, and not having tears rolling down your face. That's manly. I think that's manly. I've seen women do push-ups and they're not having tears rolling down their face.
Crying, I consider that tears running down my face.
When you found out what they were...
Push-ups as possible within that day, I do not consider that crying. I consider that tears running down my face.
Okay. Let's have a quick search then. Word for tears rolling down your face. No. Word for tears rolling down your face. Weeping or sobbing. I mean, if you ask me, weeping or sobbing, it also means crying. Coursing, streaming, rolling, trickling. You know, this guy, he talks about English like, yeah, I know every word in the English language. My dyspaggability and my perspicacity makes me a fair opponent in any realm of human endeavor. He knows all these kinds of words, but he doesn't know the word for tears rolling down your face. I think it's because Piers punched him in the face really quick and he was like, damn, what do I do? I'm a deer in the headlights. I can't look not manly. I can't look like a pussy.
When you found out what they were alleging you'd done, sexual assault, exploitation, and so on, what did you feel about that? What was your first reaction?
My first reaction was, the standard playbook. The standard playbook for anybody who speaks up against power is sexual exploitation. Isn't that the normal one they go to? Can't we name like 10 or 15 people right now they hit them with this exact same garbage? Name a full-grown man who's 36 or 37 years old who's not had sexual relations with a woman at some point in the past. And the way the Matrix works is they lie by omission, right? They just hit Russell Brand with it. I think they hit P. Diddy with it this morning. Julian Assange just got hit with it. He's still in the cell.
But lots of people get hit with these allegations.
Did he just say P. Diddy? Like, did he really refer to P. Diddy as a... as someone to refer to?
And it turns out to be true.
A lot of people get hit with them and they turn out to be false. So.
Yeah, but you're sort of trying to make out all the people you just named are innocent. You don't know that.
Of course I don't know that, but a lot of people get hit and it turns out to be false.
Why would you assume they're innocent?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because the way the Matrix operates is it chooses something which is heinous. If they accuse me of drug dealing, nobody would care. They choose something which is heinous, so the process itself is a punishment. So they damage your reputation throughout the process, regardless of whether it's successful or not. Then what they do is they lie by omission. They throw you in a cell and they contact everyone you've ever interacted with. 2,000 people I know were called, and they were looking for one person to say they're a victim. By the way, they failed. They did not even find one. But if they did, they would then say, Andrew Tate.
If he doesn't understand Romanian, how does he know 2,000 people were called?
Victim, he's a sexual assaulter, and they would remove the testimony of the 1,999 people who said I'm a very nice man, lie by omission, and then they put together this entire package.
Out of 2,000 people, 1,999 would say, this is a very nice man. All right, mate, I believe you.
Mainstream media to convince the world that you deserve to be in jail, and that is how the Matrix operates.
I mean, to be clear, I don't know if you're guilty or not.
I do.
Sure, you're perfectly entitled to say that, and you know, right?
Of course I know.
But I don't know, and I will await any trial that comes to see what comes out of it.
He looks really desperate, he does. I do. I know. I know if I'm guilty or not.
And I will await any trial that comes to see what comes out in the trial and see what happens, right? So I'm not going to prejudge the trial. I'm not going to judge you and say, I think you're guilty. I don't know, right? We are where we are. You've been charged with serious crimes.
See, look, Piers Morgan is comforting him, like he's making him lower his guard. Like, don't worry, Andrew, you're in a safe space. Don't worry. You know, we're not, no one's going to hurt you here. Don't worry. You can relax, Andy.
And it's likely you'll face a trial, and we'll see how that all plays out, obviously. Going back to jail, how were you treated by other people?
Everybody in jail was extremely apologetic to me. All of the staff, the police officers.
You can't just say normal stuff like, yeah, people in jail, they were nice. Everybody in jail was extremely apologetic to me. All the staff, they were incredibly indefatigable with me and perspicacious with me.
Everyone who worked in the jail, the person who served me my meal, everybody was very sorry for what happened to me. They made it very clear they knew it was garbage, and they were apologetic. That was the only vibe I could give you. They were kind of like...
They made it very clear that they knew it was garbage? Why do you have to talk like that? Why can't you just simply say, everybody knew it was just BS?
Like, listen, you got too big. I'm sorry. This is how things work.
Look how he's trying to stroke his ego. Listen, you got too big, and you know this is what happens to people who are, you know, they get too big. They're too big to handle. You know, people who are just way rich and way powerful. I mean, this is the standard process with them. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that does fit my description. I am really rich, and I have gotten way too big for the system to handle. So, of course, this is gonna happen with me. Man is stroking his ego in every single sentence.
Sorry, here's your meal. Nobody had any real problem with me. None of the prisoners had a problem with me.
Did you get into any fights?
There was a couple...
Listen to this now. Listen to how hard this alpha male top G is in jail when he's in a confrontation.
Scenarios where violence could have occurred, but prisoners had a problem with me.
Did you get into any fights?
There was a couple scenarios where violence could have occurred, but I think once people realized...
Oh man, I can't stand the way he talks. There was a couple of scenarios where violence could have occurred. What kind of person talks like that? Except for a nerd? What kind of person talks like that? Except for a geek?
Realize that violence is a certainty and that you do not operate under a fearful realm.
Oh yeah. So there were a few scenarios where violence could have operated in a level of certainty, and we do not operate in a realm of fearlessness. And what a geek! What a geek! And he looks at other people and criticizes them. I still remember that video where he's laughing at normal people having a 9-to-5 job.
Often aren't so interested.
So people threatened you?
I wouldn't say they threatened me, but they would have liked to have got the opportunity to threaten me.
Gosh, man, he can't answer anything straight. You can't simply just say, yeah, they tried to threaten me. I wouldn't say they threatened me. Like, I don't feel threatened by anything. But I could say that there were opportunities and situations where they would have liked to threaten me. You sound like a fucking nerd, man. All of this stuff is just coming out.
What happened?
And they realized that would have been a bad decision. And
they realized that would have been a bad decision. So they wanted to threaten you, and they looked at you. What did you do that made them think, you know what, this is probably a bad idea? I want to know.
All in all,
Well, what did you say to them? Because you don't speak Romanian, so.
I didn't, you're right. I actually used a quote from Street Fighter. I said, I quoted Dowson, and I said that they do not understand the secrets of yoga fire, because I knew they had no idea what I was talking about. It was near the washing machines, and they looked at me like I was completely crazy, and they walked.
What the fuck did he just say? So someone threatened him, and he quoted a video game.
I quoted Dowson, and I said, Fighter. I said,
Speak Romanian, so.
I didn't, you're right. I actually used a quote from Street Fighter. I said, I quoted Dowson, and I said that they do not understand the secrets of yoga fire, because I knew they had no idea what I was talking about. It was near the washing machines, and they looked at me like I was completely crazy, and they walked away.
Look, imagine a scene, right? If I'm in jail and I can't speak any language, I can't speak the language of the people there, and there's two hard people by the washing machines. I'm trying to wash my clothes, and there's two hard people at the washing machines, two hardened criminals, and they're like, "Oi, what are you looking at, dickhead?" And I pretend to be Scorpion from Mortal Kombat and go, "My rage will burn you from the Netherrealm." Are you telling me that Andrew literally said that thing from Street Fighter and the criminals looked at him and thought, whoa, you know what, this is a bad idea. This guy knows how to play video games. Oh, you know what? Andrew is the funniest alpha male I ever seen. What a hard guy. What a tough, rough, tough criminal guy.
More than one person.
Correct.
What a rough and tough person. What a rough and tough masculine figure, masculine frame of a man.
It was near the washing machines, and they looked at me like I was completely crazy, and they walked away.
There's more than one person.
Correct.
And they made it clear what? That they wanted.
I don't know why they didn't take a swing at him, you know? I bet that thing that he said never even happened. What a nerd.
I have to be careful what I say because I'm still beholden to the Romanian judicial system.
Yeah, but that's just an incident in jail. That's
correct.
nothing to do with the system.
An incident report was written, and it's better I don't mention it.
But there was a direct threat to you.
I've had threats, yeah, and I have threats every single day of my life, and I think jail is a hyper-pressurized version of reality.
I have threats every single day of my life, even when I'm at home in my Pagnani penthouse where I'm safe. Away from the real world.
And you need to have an extremely strong mind so you don't attack yourself, and an extremely strong body so others don't attack you. And I understood that there was a threat of violence at all times, and I just decided to go through life extremely respectfully. But
Extreme. I don't know about his body. Well, he gassed out in 2 rounds in the boxing thing, so maybe not the extremely strong body. I don't know how hard he punches, but extremely strong mind? I'm not so sure, because he cried. I don't even cry when people die in my family, and that's not because I have a dead heart. It's just I'm able to hold myself. I feel like the dam is about to burst from my eyes, but I can hold myself. I can behave stoically at a funeral. But I have to look up to this alpha male over here.
make it clear if that's a decision somebody else wants to make, that I'm prepared to partake.
One of the things I would think about, other than my family, immediate family, but one particular member of my family, if I found myself in jail, would be my mother and what she would be feeling and what she'd be thinking. She's been incredibly supportive to me. I know yours has to you. Did you think about your mother?
I was extremely concerned for her. I was concerned because the media establishment were hounding her. She was obviously very worried, but she knew she raised strong sons. But
Look, I'm not gonna diss any of this part, you know. Your family members outside and you feel like you want to protect them, yeah, you know, there's nothing wrong with that.
we're her number one protectors, and I was concerned for her. I wasn't concerned for myself in jail. I didn't even suffer in jail as much as I did when I got out. I didn't have nightmares in jail. I had nightmares once I left jail. I was in the middle of a battle. I don't think you get PTSD while you're fighting. You get it afterwards.
Having nightmares after being in jail. I don't mean to insult anyone, but that kind of sounds weak to me. I don't know, maybe if I was stuck in jail for a long time and then I came out and I didn't know I was going to come out, maybe I'd be having nightmares too. I don't know.
I was in the middle of a battle trying to make sure that everybody I love and care about is taken care of and trying to make sure that bills are paid. Please understand, the day I was arrested, which is a year ago.
So look at this, right? He makes fun of us normal people who work a 9-to-5 job. But when he went to jail, what were his main concerns? That his family's okay and that his bills are paid. The same as us. The same as us. We're concerned that our families are under a warm roof and they're getting hot water and they're getting nice warm food and all the bills are paid. That's what we're concerned with mainly. And if we can have a bit of fun, we have a bit of fun. That's exactly what you do, except you have a little bit more money. I might not have a Bugatti, but I'm happy with my normal car. It takes me from A to B. I'm happy with it.
Every single bank account I have was frozen. All of my assets were taken. I haven't had a dollar of money since January.
Yeah, welcome to the real world. That's what happens to us when we pay our bills.
Taken, I think.
15.
15 cars and how many properties?
15 cars, 6 properties, 20 diamond watches, gold bars, cash, land.
Look at this guy, man. He's like, another opportunity to show off my wealth. Another opportunity to show off how hard I am.
And how many properties?
15 cars, 6 properties, 20 diamond watches, gold bars, cash, land, every single bank account, millions and millions and
What was
millions
the
of
total
dollars.
value of everything they seized?
16, 17 million?
Pounds?
What? Didn't this guy say he's like 100 millionaire? Or didn't he even once say he was a billionaire or something? Is that the total net value? 17 million? You're fucking poor, mate. This guy's fucking poor. I thought he had 100 million. He's only got 17 million. Fucking pauper.
Yeah. And they took all of it. And I still don't have access to any of these things.
I mean, as we're doing this interview, you're expecting to hear sometime today.
Who's taken all of his property? Is it those magical shadow people who he's trying to signal to them with his hands?
As to whether you may get those possessions back. Is it all or nothing?
So is Andrew really in power when his stuff can just be taken just like that? Is he really a powerful man if his stuff can just be taken like that? Or is he just like any one of us except he has access to all this stuff? He's just like a normal person.
Nothing. Do you get it all back or nothing?
Correct. As we sit here, the judge is deciding whether I get all of my items returned or I get none of them returned. And truthfully, under the law, I should have never had them taken in the first place. So we're going to see what the judge decides. And I have to put my faith within the Romanian judicial system. I have no other choice. I'm not a coward. I'm not going to run. But let's not talk about the Romanian judicial system.
What do you mean you're not a coward and you're not going to run? You don't have a choice to run anyway. If you run, what's going to happen? They're going to call Chase Demore to grab you with one hand and throw you back in jail.
Let's talk about the judicial systems of the world. I've recently seen some very scary decisions in America and England, in these Western democratic nations. You see people doing 20 years for attending peaceful protests. So you start to sit and wonder when you're in these situations, what is a trial? What is a judge? What is this? These are just people in a room.
Which peaceful protest are you talking about?
There's been a few. And
Who's got 20 years for attending a peaceful protest?
I don't want to say names. I saw it somewhere on Twitter. Somebody attended, I think it was a pro-Trump protest, and they ended up getting 20 years.
What if you're talking about the January 6th riots? They were riots where people died.
Well, it's interesting.
They're not peaceful protests.
Well, it's interesting because the world is actually very nuanced. And what I tried...
That wasn't nuanced. That was a huge mob of
what
people
I tried to do
attacking the US Capitol.
Well, what I tried to...
Alright, I've had about enough of listening to this guy, so I'm going to end this here. If you're interested, if you liked this video, it's very interesting that after Tate lost that fight embarrassingly, it's very interesting to go back and really see what Andrew Tate is like. It's really interesting to dig into these alpha males and see how alpha are they really. What is an alpha male exactly? I like American Thor's definition of an alpha male: a traditional masculine man who looks after his family, upholds stoicism, a bit of Socrates, just stoicism, but not trying so hard to be stoic like these alpha males are. There's too many people on YouTube trying to be really hard. I've seen too many channels of people where, they try to teach you how to be men, and they're on their camera and their voices are really deep, like they're trying to project their voice to the camera, like, yeah, so an alpha. No, they don't talk like that. Let's see, what do they say? A man must project his voice. You know, if you talk quietly, then nobody's gonna hear you. You have to talk as if you're talking to the person at the back of the room. I don't know, just dumb stuff like this. There's plenty of them. You can tell they're just putting a performance on for the camera. And as soon as the camera goes off, they just go back to normal. I like to think the voice I'm speaking with right now is just my normal voice. I'm just talking with my normal speech. As if I'm just talking to anybody. When I'm engaged in a deep conversation. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, do you want me to continue this here? We've only got up to... how far? We've only got up to 13 minutes. Amazing. You want me to continue this? I might continue this another time. Or I might look into another alpha male, like that Wes Watson guy. Wes Watson guy, he's getting ready for jail. And he's gone really skinny. Why he's gone skinny? Because the muscle he built, it wasn't real. It was just drugged up muscle. It wasn't real muscle. It was puffed up somehow. And when he stopped taking whatever he was taking, he's gone skinny again. He's not built actual real muscle strands. It was an illusion. What a man. Look at these men trying to teach us how to be men. Us men, us real men, we actually go, we work our jobs and we bring home money and we make sure the family's looked after and we go and do our workouts, we do our gym and we build proper muscle. We don't need drugs and all that bullcrap. And we have these idiots online teaching people how to be men. I think more normal people like us, we need to come out on the internet, and if the internet becomes a more normal place where there's more normal people, maybe the world will be a bit more normal. But us normal people, we just live our lives and we're kind of consumers. I think us normal people we need to start being more creative. But we need to actually get out there and show our creativity to the world so that the world can balance a bit. It can balance with normal people. Not these weirdos who go way to the extreme. There's so many extreme people on the internet. We normal people need to come and dilute them. Alright, thanks for watching.